Okay. What if I told you that the moment you walk into a coffee shop and say, "I would like one coffee, please," every barista in that place knows you learned English from a textbook?
William, that is dramatic, but honestly, not wrong.
Right? Because nobody, and I mean nobody, actually talks like that. Not in New York, not in London, not anywhere with a decent flat white.
And today, we are fixing that. By the end of this episode, you're going to sound like someone who's been grabbing their morning coffee at the same spot for years. Not a tourist, a regular.
Let's go.
So, William, before we get into it, how was your morning? Because I have to say, you look very awake for someone who showed up 7 minutes late to a recording session.
Okay, first of all, 7 minutes is basically on time. And second of all, yes, I had a very eventful morning.
Do tell.
Okay, so I was trying to be all responsible and productive, right? I set my alarm for 6:30 in the morning.
Very ambitious.
Thank you. But then I woke up at 6:31, looked at my phone, thought I'll just rest my eyes for 5 more minutes. And the next thing I know, it's 8:45.
Classic.
So I panic. I throw on clothes, run out the door, and I realize no coffee. I have left my apartment with no coffee, Olivia. Do you understand the danger of that situation? For you or for the people around you? Both parties at risk. So I run into this little cafe near the studio. Not one of the big chain places, just this tiny independent spot. And I try to order, and I completely blank. Like I forgot every word.
Wait, you blanked? You're a native speaker.
I know. I think when I'm that sleepy, my brain just goes offline. I just pointed at the menu and said, "That one." And the barista was very kind about it.
That one. The universal language of the desperate. Okay, but that's actually a perfect lead into today because a lot of our listeners feel that exact panic. Not because they're tired, but because they're not sure of the right words. And that feeling, we're going to get rid of it today.
Yes, absolutely. Let's do it.
All right, so here's the thing about ordering coffee, or really any food or drink in English. Textbooks teach you to say things like, "I would like one medium coffee, please." And that's not wrong, it's just stiff, a little robotic, like you're reading from a form.
It's like ordering from a robot, with a robot.
Exactly. And here's why it sounds that way. Formal English uses full modal structures. I would like, could I have, which are polite, but they're the polite you use when you're meeting your partner's parents for the first time, not when you're half asleep ordering a latte.
So what do real people actually say?
A few key things, and our native secret today, the phrase that holds everything together, is "can I get?"
Can I get? That's it?
That's it. Can I get a medium oat latte? Can I get a black coffee to go? Can I get one of those chocolate muffins? It's casual, it's natural, it's what you'll hear from literally everyone in any coffee shop in the US or UK.
Why does it work so well?
Because it's short and direct, but it still sounds friendly. I would like sounds like you're making a formal request. Can I get sounds like you're just chatting, like you've done this 100 times, and that confidence comes across immediately.
Okay, I love this. Can I get? Say it with me, everyone at home. Can I get? Again, can I get? One more time. Can I get?
Perfect. Now we're going to build on that. But first, let's talk about the whole picture of what ordering at a coffee shop actually involves. Because it's not just one sentence, it's a little conversation. And knowing how that conversation flows is what makes you sound truly fluent.
So when you walk into a coffee shop, there are usually about 4 or 5 small moments that happen. Each one has its own language, and if you know the phrases for each moment, the whole thing feels natural, like a dance you already know the steps to.
I like that. What's the first moment?
The greeting exchange. When you walk up to the counter, the barista is going to say one of a few things. They might say, "Hi, what can I get for you?" Or, "Hey, what are you having today?" Or maybe just "Hi," and look at you expectantly.
And the instinct for a lot of learners is to panic at that moment and launch straight into a very formal order.
Right, but a local would typically say something like, "Hey, good morning," or just give a quick smile and say, "Yeah, can I get a," and go straight into the order. You don't need a big preamble. The barista doesn't need you to say, "Good morning, I have come to purchase a beverage."
Please, no one say that.
The second moment is the actual order, and this is where "can I get" really shines. Let's say you want a coffee with milk. A local might say, "Can I get a latte? medium? Notice they put the size at the end, or they might say it the other way. Can I get a medium latte? Both are fine. Neither one is wrong. The key word is still can I get. What about can I have instead of can I get? I hear that sometimes. Yes, can I have is also totally natural. A little more common in British English, actually. Can I have a flat white, please? That works perfectly. The difference is tiny. Can I get sounds a touch more casual and American. Can I have is maybe a tiny bit softer. But honestly, both are fine. Use whichever feels more natural to you.
Good to know. And what about when you want to add things like oat milk instead of regular milk?
Great question. This is the third moment, modifications. And this is where a lot of people get nervous because suddenly there are more words involved. But the structure is simple. You just add it after your main order with, or you swap something using instead of. So, can I get a latte with oat milk? Or if they've already written down regular milk, actually, can I get oat milk instead?
Actually is such a useful word there.
It really is. It's a softener. It takes what might feel like a correction and makes it sound casual, like you just remembered something, not like you're complaining. Another big one is make that. Like, can I get a medium coffee? Actually, make that a large. Baristas hear that all the time. It's very natural.
Oh, make that. I love that. Let me try. Can I get a small tea? Actually, make that a large. That felt really good.
See? You're a natural. Okay, the fourth moment is when the barista asks follow-up questions. And this is something a lot of learners don't prepare for, and it catches them off guard. They've rehearsed their order, they say it perfectly, and then the barista says, hot or iced? And suddenly everything falls apart.
The dreaded follow-up question.
The most common ones are hot or iced, for here or to go, what size, what name, and sometimes, do you want room for cream? Which means, do you want a little space at the top of your cup so you can add milk or cream yourself?
Oh, I never knew that's what that meant.
Do you want room? I always just said yes and hope for the best.
That's actually fine. Yes works. But if you want to sound more fluent, you could say, yeah, a little room is fine. Or, no, fill it up, thanks. That last one, fill it up, is a very natural local way to say you want a full cup.
Fill it up. That's great. And what about for here or to go? Are there other ways people say that?
In the UK, you'll often hear eat in or take away. In the US, some places say to stay or to go. It's all the same idea. And your answer can just be to go, please, or I'll have it here, thanks. Short and easy.
What's the fifth moment?
Paying and wrapping up. And this is actually where some really charming local phrases come in. When they tell you the price, instead of a very formal, thank you, here is my card, most people just say, sure, or perfect, or even just hand over the card and say, here you go. And when they hand you your drink, the most common response you'll hear is, and this is genuinely what everyone says, thanks so much. Not thank you very much, not I appreciate it, just thanks so much. It's warm, it's quick, it's perfectly natural.
Thanks so much. Yeah, I say that like 10 times a day and never thought about it.
And one more phrase that's very local, very cozy is cheers, especially in the UK, but increasingly in the US too. It's just a casual thank you, very friendly.
Okay, I have to ask about something I've noticed. Sometimes I'm in a coffee shop and someone orders and they sound super cool and at ease. What's the secret ingredient there, beyond just the words?
That's a really good observation. Honestly, it's pace. Native speakers don't slow down dramatically when they order. They say it at a normal talking speed, the same speed they use to tell a friend what they want. Can I get a medium oat latte to go? Not a pause between each word. The whole thing comes out as one smooth thought.
So for learners, the advice would be practice the whole sentence together, not word by word.
Exactly. Say, can I get a medium oat latte out loud right now 5 times fast? Not perfectly, just smoothly. That smooth delivery is what makes it sound local.
I also want to talk about something that happened to a friend of mine. She's from Brazil, brilliant woman, speaks English very well, and she went into a coffee shop in London and asked for a coffee with hot milk. And the barista kind of hesitated, not because he didn't understand, but because that phrase doesn't quite map onto the menu options.
Yes, this is such a good example. The coffee shop world has its own vocabulary, and if you use slightly different words, even if they're technically correct, it creates a tiny moment of confusion. In most English speaking coffee shops, coffee with hot milk is called a latte or a flat white, depending on the milk ratio. So, knowing the menu vocabulary is just as important as knowing the conversational phrases.
So, what are the key menu terms people should know?
The ones you'll see everywhere. Espresso, that's the concentrated small black coffee. Americano, espresso with hot water added, so it's longer and less intense. Latte, espresso with lots of steamed milk. Cappuccino, espresso with steamed milk and foam on top, usually smaller than a latte. Flat white, an Australian and British staple, similar to a latte but stronger because it uses a double espresso with less milk. And then iced versions of most of these. Iced latte, iced Americano, cold brew.
Cold brew? What is cold brew exactly? I see it everywhere.
Cold brew is coffee that's been brewed with cold water over a long period, usually 12 to 24 hours. It's naturally smooth, less acidic than regular iced coffee, and usually has more caffeine. If you order it and they ask straight or with milk, that means do you want it black or with milk added?
Straight. I like that word in that context.
Very cool sounding, right? I'll have a cold brew straight.
Very cool. Very local. What about milk options? Because this has gotten complicated.
Oh, the milk menu is its own journey at this point. You've got whole milk, semi-skimmed or 2%, skimmed or non-fat, oat milk, almond milk, soy milk, coconut milk, macadamia milk. It goes on. The thing to know is that if you have a preference, just say it up front. Can I get a latte with oat milk? They're used to it. It's completely normal. You're not being difficult. You're being a modern coffee drinker.
I'm not being difficult. I'm being contemporary.
Exactly. And one cultural note that I think is really important. In American coffee shops especially, there's no such thing as a small. The smallest size at most chains is a tall, which is actually a medium by any normal logic. It's a bit confusing at first, but just go with whatever the menu says for sizes. And if you're at an independent cafe, they'll usually have small, medium, and large like normal human beings.
Like normal human beings. That's the review. This cafe uses normal size words. 5 stars.
All right, William, role play time. I'm the barista. You're the customer. Let's run through several different situations. Ready?
Ready? Let's go.
Hi there. What can I get for you?
Hey, can I get a large iced latte, please?
Sure. Whole milk, or would you like an alternative?
Oh, can I get oat milk instead?
Of course. Name for the order?
William.
Perfect. That was smooth, easy, natural. You used can I get and then can I get oat milk instead? Perfect use of that phrase a second time in the same conversation.
See, it just flows.
Okay, next scenario. You're in a hurry. Short and efficient.
Hi, can I get a black Americano to go? Medium.
Absolutely. Anything else?
No, that's it. Thanks so much.
Beautiful. Short, clear, friendly. Can I get, to go, thanks so much. 3 native phrases right there.
3 for 3.
Next one. You want something from the food menu too.
Okay. Can I get a flat white and can I also get one of those croissants? The almond one?
The almond croissant? Yes, absolutely. Do you want that warmed up?
Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks.
Yeah, that'd be great. That's so natural. That'd is a contraction of that would. It's one of those small contractions that really shows fluency.
I didn't even think about that. It just came out.
That's the goal. Okay, scenario 4. You ordered something and it's not right.
Okay. Hey, sorry. I think this might be a regular latte. I asked for oat milk. My bad. Is there any chance you could swap it? Oh, of course. Totally our fault. One moment. My bad. Did you catch that? That's a casual way of saying my mistake, or even offering some shared responsibility. It softens the whole thing. And is there any chance you could is a very polite, natural way to make a request.
I've definitely said my bad, but never thought of it as a specific phrase to teach.
Lots of these things live in your mouth before they live in your brain. Okay, one more. You're being indecisive. It happens.
Oh, can I get... Actually, you know what? What do you recommend? Like, what's popular?
Our oat milk flat white is really popular, honestly. And the cold brew if you want something stronger.
Oh, let's do the cold brew. Can I get that with just a splash of oat milk?
Great choice. A splash of. That is such a local phrase. You'll hear it all the time. Just a splash of milk. Can I get a splash of soy? It means a small amount, not a precise measurement. Very casual, very native.
A splash of. I love that. It sounds so comfortable and natural.
Okay, time for our practice challenge. Listeners, we're going to give you a situation, and you try to figure out the most natural thing to say. William will guess first, you guess at home, and then I'll give the answer.
I'm competitive about this, just so everyone knows.
Challenge 1. You walk up to the counter. The barista says, hey, what are you having? You want a medium cappuccino to take with you. What do you say?
Can I get a medium cappuccino to go?
That's it. That's exactly it. Perfect. Can I get a medium cappuccino to go? Did you all get that at home?
Nailed it.
Challenge 2. The barista hands you your drink and says, here you go. Have a great day. What do you say back?
Oh, easy. Thanks so much. You too.
Yes. Short, warm, natural. Thanks so much. You too. You can also say cheers if you're feeling very relaxed about it. The key is don't overthink it. Keep it short.
People always overthink the goodbye moment.
They really do. Challenge 3. You've ordered and the barista asks, what size? But you can't remember the exact name for the medium size on their menu. What do you say?
Oh, this is real. The middle one? Or whatever's in the middle? Thanks.
The middle one. Honestly, totally acceptable. Baristas get it immediately. But slightly smoother would be, what sizes do you have? And let them list it. Then you can just say, the medium, please. Asking is always okay. Nobody thinks less of you for asking.
Final challenge. Go ahead, Olivia.
Okay, you're in a busy London cafe. The barista is moving fast. You want a large oat milk latte. But actually, let's make it iced. What's your order? All in one smooth sentence.
Can I get a large iced oat latte, please?
Smooth, efficient, local. You compressed everything into one sentence. The structure is, can I get, size, temperature, milk, drink, please. Once you know that structure, you can mix and match anything on the menu. That structure is the secret weapon. It really is.
Okay, I feel like I just leveled up my coffee shop game and I'm already a native speaker. You were already a native speaker, William. I meant my ordering game. There's a difference. Knowing the language and knowing the culture, they're not always the same thing. That's actually a really beautiful point to end on. Fluency isn't just vocabulary and grammar. It's knowing how conversations flow, what feels natural in a given setting, and how to sound comfortable even when you're nervous. And you can practice that right here with us. So let's recap our big phrases for today. First, can I get, your best friend for any order. Can I get a medium latte? Can I get a black coffee to go? Can I get oat milk instead? Use it every time. Second, make that. For when you change your mind mid-order. Can I get a small? Actually, make that a large. Sounds confident, sounds local. Third, a splash of. For adding small amounts of anything. Can I get a cold brew with just a splash of oat milk? So good. And fourth, thanks so much. Your warm, perfect goodbye every time. And listeners, if you're feeling unsure, just walk in, breathe, smile at the barista, and say, can I get? The rest will follow. You've got this. We want to hear from you. Go to the nearest coffee shop, real or imagined, and practice your order out loud. Say, can I get? 3 times before you get there. Make it muscle memory. And don't stress about the size names being weird or forgetting the word for foam or accidentally saying, I would like, because here's the truth. Baristas have heard everything. They're just happy you're there. Language learning isn't about being perfect. It's about being understood and being yourself a little more fluently each day. And we'll be here every step of the way. Don't worry about mistakes. Just keep talking with William and Olivia.